And Shasky.
All right, tonight is Odyssey's 7th annual I'm Listening special. The show will air across Odyssey stations and on our Odyssey app from 7 to 9 p.m. local time. We're proud of our year-long and ongoing commitment to mental health, and tonight's broadcast, as it has been in years past, will help save lives and lead to more people around the country realizing it is okay not to be okay. We have had so much feedback from you and our communities that we are making a real difference, focusing our resources on this important cause. We're going to bring in Gunna Goes Global, who's done a hell of a job at promoting this. He just had an event September the 9th, Respect My Mind. He held it, and he's done a lot in the community, and he's here to promote suicide awareness. And we love Gunna Goes Global. Not only is he a dope rapper, he's a dope community ambassador from my neck of the woods here in the city. Suicide numbers in America jumped, and I didn't know this, Shasky, to 49,500 last year after years of decline. And the victims are getting younger and younger and younger. So we say good morning to Gunna Goes Global. Welcome back to the Morning Roast, man. We love you, Gunna. And my guess is why the victims are getting younger and younger and younger when it comes to suicide. Is it because of social media? How much impact does that have into suicide awareness? It's just suicide numbers going up, Gunna? Do we have them here, or we don't have them yet? All right, we're getting them connected here.
As you know, this is important to me for a variety of reasons. I've lost some people in my life to suicide, and I think it's intertwined with mental health. Not always does it intertwine with addiction, but sometimes it does. Right. And I look at someone like Darren Waller, who's been very vocal in his use of Oxycontin and other drugs and alcohol abuse, and how it almost wrecked his life.
Yep.
And how he's overcome that. You work with a man who's been pretty outspoken in terms of his alcohol recovery. My dad does not hide it, in his sobriety, and it's changed our relationship in his life. But there's a lot of people out there that maybe haven't come to accept who they are or where they're at in their life, or are afraid, or for whatever reason.
Or
and
afraid
so
just to ask for help.
Yeah, and I think that these conversations, especially for men, it becomes very taboo. I'm going to be tough. It's like, nah, you can't. And so I respect Gunna for doing what he's doing, and I think we need to put a spotlight on it.
Yeah, let's bring in Gunna Goes Global. We have him now connected here to promote suicide awareness. Of course, he held an event back on September the 9th, Respect My Mind, and Gunna. He's an ambassador, not only in the rap game, he's a dope rapper, but also in the community. He's a community ambassador as well. And suicide numbers, Gunna, I'm blown away by this. They've jumped to 49,500 after years of decline. And apparently the victims are getting younger and younger and younger. And I wonder how much that has to do with social media. Does social media cause some of these youngsters to maybe say, you know what, I don't have what this kid has. I don't have this support that this kid has, and I'm just going to off myself. It's really unfortunate that they are getting younger and younger, because you hate to see it, Gunna. So how much does social media impact maybe some of the suicide for some of these youngsters out here?
Oh, it's significant because there's no context with it. Unfortunately, parents are working 1 or 2 jobs, overtime, time and a half, whatever the case may be, to provide. And without any supervision, these children are taking things out of context. And then what they're doing is they're comparing their life to a snippet of other children's life. And you don't know, that could be their father's Rolex, you know what I'm saying? That could be their mom's bag, whatever the case may be. Social media is really your own show. And we all know post-production is totally different from reality. So that disconnect, unfortunately, the children internalize it. And once they internalize it, for whatever reason, they think that this is the final moment. And also, you got to think about things going viral.
Yeah. Back
in the day, you already know you could have an altercation with somebody, whether it be verbally, physically, and it was pretty much whoever was there, your word against theirs. Now these moments live on forever. So when I think about suicide and what's going on, especially with the youth, visibility is essential. Having real conversations that are relatable, having that energy too, and making it spunky. We can't go in there super sad, super down. We got to let them know, hey, you win some, you lose some. Every day not a good day, and tomorrow is an opportunity to do it again. But we need to at least know that this is what's going on. And when it comes to men, it's a similar situation. The bills, the mortgage, the rent, the car note, whatever the case may be, football game, you know what I mean? Yeah. Basketball, sport, life does go on. And right now, and especially post-pandemic, people are just not understanding that there is life outside of social media, there's life outside of our phone, and there's life outside of our problems. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
well
I
said.
do
Well
know what you're
said.
saying. I see these like, everybody came back to high school, for example, and you're away for 3 months, and then there's always fights the first couple of weeks of school. Like everywhere you go, you see it all over the internet. And 10 years ago, I would have scoffed at it. Cyberbullying and all that kind of like, internet stuff. No, it is real. And this whole like, I'm not good enough, I'm lesser than, that person is so good, I'm just going to quit at the sport that I'm playing, or I don't get as many likes as that person, I'm not as beautiful in the mirror as that person.
Right.
It's really a self-perpetuating disease right now amongst the youngsters. I don't know how these young kids navigate it, man. I know you have to have these conversations with the kids. When the kids that you're talking to, what are they saying to you, and what are some of the things you're saying to them? Like, yeah, it's easy to say, put the phone down, but we're addicted to our phone. You know what I mean?
Right now, people are great at masking it. So, again, I like what you said earlier. As an artist, I'm able to come in, and when you listen to my music, you know what I've been through or what I'm going through and stuff like that, so that relatability is there, and then I'm able to connect with them on a deeper level. Surface, I don't care. You can live with a child, right? You can live with an adult. Every day they'll tell you they good.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, what's up? How you feeling? What's the word? They're going to be like, oh, everything is good. But in all actuality, that's not what's going on. Social media is entirely new to the planet. We're not even 20 years into it.
Yeah.
So at this point, intervention, and I'm not even going to say regulation, but conversations and then tangible results. We need children being more athletic. We need children outside more. We also need adults to get from in front of the TV. Why? Because we already know that the sun is healthy for us. Those who need to use sunscreen, ain't nothing wrong with it and stuff like that. But you know what I mean?
Truly.
Like, people, you feel me? Like, people got to get out there and understand in order to help people. You want to help people help themselves and get tangible resources. Again, this transcends beyond age, gender, sexual orientation, religion, financial status. Everywhere across the United States, you're seeing the numbers going up because people are feeling uncomfortable. And we got to normalize that. Me, the method that I take is, how you doing? How's your mental? How's your spiritual? And then I'm able to share some low points with them and let them know, in order for me to get to where I'm at, or anybody to get to where they're at, they got to go through what they're going through.
Yeah. That's well said. Gunna Goes Global here to promote suicide awareness. Of course, we'll talk about his event back on September the 9th, Respect My Mind. A lot of people might not know how to react, Gunna, when a family member or a close friend is dealing with a mental health struggle or thoughts of suicide. How would you recommend someone approach that situation with the loved one? We all have family members. We all have friends that go through it. I struggle trying to connect sometimes if somebody is down. How do I get them up? Because right now I feel like I'm on top of the world, right? I'm doing what I love to do. I'm on a sports radio. I'm doing the Warriors pre and post. I may not know how to relate to somebody who is going through a struggle. I could just say, hey, man, we all go through it, blah, 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 blah. A little cliche line there. But how does one connect with somebody like that? How would you go about approaching that situation?
Positive energy is contagious and negative energy is contagious. You can listen to our tonalities right now. And there's people who are on the airwaves listening, and they're like, man, I'm feeling it. I'm up, right? So that has to be promoted. That has to be implemented into our day-to-day lives. We've got to find people. We've got to find ways not only to stay inspired and motivated, but also understand that it is going to be low points. Everything ain't for everybody. I may be able to come with this energy and pick somebody up for the day.
Right.
But some people may be turned off. They may be like, oh, your tonality is too loud, or it's too positive, right?
Yeah.
So you got to find a balance. And now that we got social media, we can reach people through the phone. So this is an experiment. Even when you mention Respect My Mind, right now I'm figuring out, how do I and the people that I know reach demographics that have not been reached out to. The billboards is cool. The commercials is cool. The pamphlets is cool. But how do we energize people? How do we get people to feel good about themselves? And again, ask for help. I'm not perfect. I'm not saint. I'm not savior. But I do know that it's therapeutic to be in community. You know what I'm saying? It's therapeutic. When you look at athletes, after retirement, unfortunately, what happens? Too often, depression. Why? Because you're no longer amongst community. We flourish when we are around each other, whether it be family, whether it be friends, whether it be a team, whether it be a club, whatever the case may be. So we got to figure out how to make the United States the best version of itself.
Man, it takes a lot of courage to do what you're doing, and I respect it so much, Gunna. And I just see a lot of 12, 13, 14-year-old boys, in particular, because I coach that age group right now, and there's a lot of false bravado. I'm him. I'm him. I'm so good. I'm this, I'm that. But it's like this masking of the insecurity that's deep down inside. And reality is there's a lot of kids with really bad self-esteem. And that positive reinforcement that you're talking about is extremely important. Telling them, no, it's too much of you're not good enough in society. No, tell them you are good. You are a baller. Go out there and get a hit. And I think it's really hard to overcome that because our entire society is like, no, you're not good enough. We want to kick everybody down. And I don't know, man. I just... What are you hoping to expand? It was more of a statement. I apologize, but what are you hoping to expand with respect my mind in the future? Like, how can other people who are listening right now, who are nodding their head to what we're saying, how can they get involved? How can they reach out to you?
Right now, ECNFoundation.org, ISIAIN Foundation.org. To be completely honest, we are in a capitalist society, and visibility costs. The energy that's being conveyed right now, I'm thankful that you guys invited me on this platform to be here. But in order for it to spread, in order to empower the people that's actually doing the work 24/7, we need to be able to financially fund positivity. And again, I'm no savior, I'm no know-it-all, but I do know there's a lot of people right here in the Bay Area that's doing the work, and they don't have the resources to actually go out and campaign and reach the people. Because so often when we talk about positivity, it's like a charity thing. It's like, oh, let me give you the leftovers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But imagine if we approached it the same way as a sneaker brand, the same way as a beverage. That's how you combat suicide. Because annually, it's over $1 trillion that is spent from suicide, depression, and all things related to it. I said $1 trillion, not $1 billion. So ECNFoundation.org is where that's the platform to tap in with me. Of course, Gunna Goes Global on Gmail, because right now it's still super grassroots. Right. A lot of the people that reach out to me, a lot of the people that tap in is via DM, via email, via the website, because visibility is what's needed. We need the women, we need the men, we need the youth, we need the elders to be able to not only tell their story, but present it in a way that looks cool. We got to make mental health cool. We got to make living cool, because unfortunately, there's a certain group of people that have kind of like made suicide and mental health and even that energy kind of like cool. And I know it sounds strange, but if you look around, you'll see like, oh yeah, I don't want to. I think it's like a 23 club that's got all type of things, but we got to combat that with life.
No doubt. And I love that professional athletes are starting to speak out more and more about it, whether it's WNBA, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball. I think we need to do it. So anything we can do, Gunna, to help promote you and help you out in this fight, because that's the real work. We were having fun here on Sports Talk Radio, but Shask and I look up to people like you who are fighting a real battle, real life issues here. We're just talking about the game. You know what I mean? You're talking about helping out people's lives, man, and where you come from. I think it's really, really good that we have somebody like you in our community, Gunna. So keep up the great work, man.
I appreciate it. Shout out to the San Francisco 49ers. Shout out to the San Francisco Giants. And shout out to the Golden State Warriors. You understand me? We on the Sports Podcast, so I got to give it up for the home team. And anybody listening that's representing the home team, definitely tap in, because the Bay Area is a revolutionary place. And we continue to lead the world, not only in tech and other spaces, but we could also utilize our platforms to do this and change the nation, change the world when it comes to mental health and suicide. So everybody out there that's listening to this, I don't have the answers, but hopefully you get access to somebody, or you're able to be in connection with somebody who does. And you definitely don't have to give up. More than anything, just keep going. It's super cliche, but do not give up. This too shall pass.
There's always a helping hand, and like you said earlier, there's going to be up and downs every single day. We all go through it. Shask and I go through it. You go through it. There's always going to be some adverse situations, but continue to fight, man. We don't want to see these youngsters lose their life.
Come on, man. You got real sad. We need some energy.
No, seriously. It's my serious tone there, Gunna, because I'm thinking about so many kids here, what they're going through. I'm thankful that we didn't have to go through the social media era as a kid. Oh, my gosh.
I would not be employed. I can tell you that right now. I would not be employed. The things that would be permanently etched into the internet, and I have these conversations all the time with, like, again, young men in particular. I'm like, anything you type is forever. Yeah. So you have to be ridiculously careful, and you don't want that thing. Something you did at 12 is going to hang on to you until you're 40. It sucks.
Right.
Put the phone down. Hey, you Put the phones down unless you're creating some content that's gonna help your future. Put the phones
Seriously.
down. Keep
There
it
you
in mind.
go.
That's a
There
great
you
point.
go. Great point there. Gunna Goes Global,
See ya,
man.
buddy.
We'll talk to you soon, man. Anything we can do to help,
Keep
you know
up
where
the
to
good
reach
fight.
us, man.
Appreciate
Salute.
y'all.
Salute.
Anytime. Gunna Goes Global, man.
Absolutely.
Here to help promote suicide awareness. And don't forget, tonight is Odyssey's 7th annual I'm Listening special. The show will air across all Odyssey stations in our Odyssey app, of course, from 7 to 9 p.m. local time. We are proud of our year-long and ongoing commitment to mental health, and tonight's broadcast, as it has in years past, will help save lives and lead to more people around the country realizing it is okay not to be okay.